Dorm versus living at home versus renting with 5 roommates. What housing really looks like for young adults in 2026. In 2026, choosing where to live as a student or young adult in Vancouver, or really anywhere in Canada, can feel less like a lifestyle choice and more like a financial survival strategy. The classic university dream of moving into residence, decorating a tiny dorm room with LED lights and thrifted posters, and meeting your future best friends down the hall still exists, but for many, it's no longer the default. Instead, students and young adults are asking harder questions. Can I afford to leave home? Is sharing a kitchen with 5 strangers worth cheaper rent? Would I rather commute an hour than pay $1,600 for a studio? Welcome to the 2026 housing dilemma. Dorm versus living at home versus renting with roommates. For some, residence remains the ideal. Dorm living offers convenience, proximity to campus, and a built-in social life. You're steps away from lectures, libraries, late-night study sessions, and whatever campus event is giving away free pizza that week. For first-year students especially, residence can feel like an instant community. Capilano University and UBC continue to market residence as affordable, safe, and socially engaging, an appealing all-in-one option. But the reality is more complicated. Demand still exceeds supply in many schools, and not everyone gets a room. Students unable to secure residence often enter the off-campus rental market immediately, where affordability disappears fast. Even though national reports suggest Canada's student housing crunch has eased slightly thanks to increased supply and lower demand, experts note that rents are still high, especially in British Columbia. That's where living at home enters the conversation. For many Gen Z Canadians in 2026, staying with family isn't seen as falling behind the way it may once have been. It's increasingly practical, sometimes essential. Living at home can mean saving hundreds or even thousands per month in rent, groceries, utilities, and transit. It often provides emotional support and stability during school or early career transitions. In expensive cities like Vancouver, Burnaby, and North Vancouver, it can also be the only realistic option. But living at home comes with trade-offs. Independence can feel delayed. Privacy is limited. Adult children often find themselves navigating curfews, household expectations, family conflict, or simply the awkward tension of trying to feel fully grown while still being asked if they're coming home for dinner. Social media reflects this complexity constantly. TikTok and Instagram creators joke about graduating with a degree and moving back into their childhood bedroom. But beneath the humor is a shared economic truth. Then there's the third option, renting with multiple roommates, arguably the unofficial housing model of urban young adulthood in 2026. 5 roommates, 1 fridge, limited hot water, a group chat called Kitchen Cleanup Please. Somehow it works, and increasingly it has to. In online discussions among Vancouver renters, many people in their 20s describe sharing large houses or heritage homes with 3 to 6 others simply to stay in the city. One Reddit user described paying $1,100 to share a Mount Pleasant home with roommates and feeling very lucky. That sentence says everything about the market right now. $100 for 1 room feels lucky. Shared housing offers affordability compared with living alone. Rent is split, Wi-Fi gets divided 6 ways, and there's often built-in companionship. Some people find lasting friendships through roommate living. Others find weekly passive-aggressive notes taped to the microwave. Still, co-living has become normalized beyond student life. It's not just university students anymore. Working professionals, newcomers, and even older adults are embracing shared housing due to cost pressures. Recent reporting in 2026 shows roommate living rising even among older generations, suggesting that co-living is no longer temporary. It's becoming structural. So, which option is best? It depends on what someone needs most. If you want convenience, community, and campus access, dorm life can be incredible if you can get in and afford it. If you're trying to save money, support family, or avoid debt, living at home may be the smartest financial decision. If independence matters most, but solo rent is impossible, roommates become the middle ground between freedom and affordability. What makes this conversation so interesting in 2026 is that housing is no longer simply about shelter. It shapes friendships, mental health, finances, relationships, commuting, education, and even identity. Where you live affects how you study, who you spend time with, how much sleep you get, and whether you feel like you're building a future or just trying to keep up. For today's students and young adults, housing isn't just where life happens. Housing is the story. And in Vancouver in 2026, it might be the biggest story of all.